Hi, I'm Farah. Welcome to this class. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to be doing a short mobility and yoga sequence for swimmers or anyone that has tension in the shoulders, chest, trap muscles, and rotator cuff. So we're going to be focusing on those areas today. There's two ways you can do this class. You can either do it after your swim or between your swims. You can do it the day after your swim or later in that evening. Or you can divide it into two parts. So doing the first two exercises before your swim and then doing the rest of the yoga sequence after your swim. So pausing the video in the middle and I'll put a timestamp on where you can do that. All right, so let's get right into it. You could benefit from having two blocks, but if you haven't got that, I'll give you another modification as well. So we're going to come into any comfortable seated position you'd like, maybe crossing your legs or maybe just kneeling down and just starting to close the eyes and just coming to a nice gentle breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Beautiful. And from here, opening your eyes. We're going to start with a few movements for the neck, so some neck rotations. First, can you bring your chin all the way in? And from there, we're going to scrape our chin onto our collarbone as we bring our right ear over to our right shoulder. And from there, taking your head all the way back, trying to draw a really big circle with your chin. Finally, bringing your left ear to your left shoulder and bringing your chin all the way in. Nice. Let's do one more circle. Bringing the chin down and trying to scrape your chin onto your collarbone, onto the right side. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder and start drawing a really big circle with your chin, keeping the mouth closed. And finally bringing the left ear to the left shoulder as you side bend your neck. And bring your chin all the way down. And from here, we're going to start moving the opposite direction. So bring your chin down and scrape your chin onto your collarbone. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder and reach back. Feel your chin drawing a big circle. Keeping the mouth closed. Bring your right ear to your right shoulder. And finally, bringing your chin back down to the center. And one more time, big circle, chin comes down. As you scrape your chin onto your left collarbone, bring your left ear to your left shoulder and start circling back. Big circle as you bring your right ear to your right shoulder and finally bringing the chin back down to the center. Beautiful. So you can always do that a few more times. If you've got more time, the more the better. So we're only going to do 2 times on each side. And from here, we're going to start coming into some rotations for our shoulder. So first, you can also do this standing up. Whatever is more comfortable for you. I'm going to do it kneeling down. But if your knees are comfortable, just stand up. From here, bring your right hand in front of you and spread your fingers really wide. Keep your right thumb pointing to the right side. And bring your right arm all the way to the left side. From here, we're going to start reaching our left arm out to the side and bring it up as you bring it over your head. Trying to only create this movement from your shoulder. Keep this thoracic spine really still. And from there, we're going to start to rotate our palm, rotate our entire shoulder as we reach our right hand back. And from now, the palm is facing backwards. And from there, we're going to close that circle as we bring the right palm to the left hip and reverse that. So reach your right palm all the way up and start rotating as you keep reaching up. And finally, bringing the right palm onto the left side. One more time, big circle with the palm, reaching the palm up. Feel your shoulder creating a big circle as you rotate your right hand, your right shoulder, and finally bringing the right palm back. Beautiful. One last time, we're going to close that circle. Lift your palm up and start rotating as you bring your palm, your elbow over your head. Breathing and finally bringing the palm in front of you. Spread the fingers wide and lower down. Again, if you'd like, you can pause this video, rewind, and do that a few more times. I'm just gonna go onto the left side from here. So, bringing the left hand in front of you, and just trying to keep your whole body still. From here, we're gonna take a deep breath and start to reach your left arm up. Keep your left thumb pointing to the left side as you keep reaching all the way up. And from there, we're gonna start to rotate as we bring our palm behind us. Keep rotating from the shoulder joint as you bring your left palm over towards your right hip. Try to keep the rest of your body really still. And from there, we're gonna lift the palm up. Feel your shoulder rotating as you start to bring your hand over your head. Breathing, and finally closing that circle as you bring your palm to the right side. Beautiful. One more time. Lift up. Bring your hand over your head and start to rotate. Rotate as you start to lower down. Keep rotating. And finally bring your hand to your right glute as close as you can, keeping the palm facing back, and lift up. Keep rotating as you keep lifting your hand, bringing it over your head. And finally, palm faces forward. Bring the left hand, to your right side. Beautiful. So you have an option to continue doing these a few more times, both of them. And you also have an option to pause the video here, go for your swim. You're gonna find a bit more space as you do that, then come back to this video, and start doing the rest of the sequence. Otherwise, you can also do it all in one shot. So from here, we're gonna come into a tabletop position and start coming into cat-cow movements. So as you inhale, we're gonna lift the hips high as you arch your spine, lift your chin up, lift your chest high. Feel your palms sliding back towards your knees. And on the exhale, we're gonna tug that tailbone, round the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back, bringing your chin in. Really feel that the shoulders are spread really wide. From here, can you start to lift your chin high? And we're gonna roll down vertebrae by vertebrae as you bring your chest down, lowering your belly as you lift your hips, taking a deep breath here. And on the exhale, we're gonna bring the chin in and push your hands down. Feel your chest lifting up, finding that rounded upper back coming into a cat spine. Beautiful. So one time is enough. You can also pause the video and do this one more time. Otherwise, we're gonna bring the fingertips forward. So we're gonna keep walking our hands forward and keep your hips right over your knees. So we're not moving the hips as we move our hands. We're just keeping the hips over the knees and walking the hands forward. And from there, we're gonna start to lower our chest down. Keep lifting your hips up, coming into a puppy pose here, feeling the stretch in your chest. And you've got two options. You can bring your chin down, look forward, or you can bring your forehead down and keep pushing your chest towards the earth. Breathing here, 3 deep breaths. Feeling your hip bones are lifting up. Option to look forward. Maybe you can even walk your hands slightly forward, feeling this deeper stretch. Breathing here, breathing for 1. And exhale. One more time, big inhale. And exhale, push down a little bit lower. And slowly start to articulate your spine, rounding the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. And walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Beautiful. From here, if you've got your blocks, we're going to place the blocks in front of us. And if you haven't got a block, you can do the same thing we've just done. So doing that a second time. Otherwise, you can bring your elbows onto your blocks. Bring your palms together. Again, keeping the hips lifted up. And starting to lower the chest. If you feel like you'd like to walk your blocks a bit further front, you can do that. So adjust it accordingly. But just keeping the hips right on top of the knees. And push your elbows down. Keeping the neck relaxed, press your palms together. Breathing here, feeling this opening in the shoulders, in the chest. Feeling your hands as they gently touch, and press the elbows down, lift the hips high, opening through the chest. Taking 2 more deep breaths here. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to slowly lift back up and bring your hands underneath your shoulders and remove the blocks. Beautiful. Coming back into your tabletop position, your shoulders are on top of your hands and hips on top of your knees. We're going to take that left foot behind the knee, so it's like at a 45-degree angle, and send your right leg back. From here, so we're coming into kind of like a modified side plank. Bring your right hand onto your chest and feel your chest lifting up. And from here, we're going to reach the right arm over our head. Breathing here. So we're creating all of this length on the right side body. Breathing, keeping the palm pointing down, and your feet can be on the ground or your toes can be up, just whatever feels more comfortable for you. Don't let your neck hang down, keep it strong and neutral. Creating all of this space, keep reaching your right hand forward and slowly lower your right hand onto your right hip and lift yourself up. Just find a stable position here. So keep squeezing your foot down towards your knee. Bring your right hand onto your shin and reach your left arm up, keeping your palm pointing towards your foot. So creating some space in the left side of the body. Inhale as you reach. Exhale. You can press your right hand onto your shin or onto your hip. You can just be here as well. Making sure that you're not putting any pressure on your lower back by finding a strong core. Breathing here and slowly lower down. Bring your left hand down and bring your right hand onto the ground. Come back into a tabletop position. And I'll just turn around so you can see me. From here, we're going to step the left leg back. Bring the right foot behind that knee at a diagonal position. And bring your left hand onto your chest, peel your chest open, and reach your left arm over your head. So, feeling all of the length on your left side of the body, your palm is pointing down. Keep reaching your hand over to the wall in front of you, and if you feel like your chest is kind of melting down, just bring your hand back onto your chest and lift it up. Reaching forward, and slowly lower your left hand onto your left thigh and lift up. Reach your right arm all the way up. You can place your hand onto your shin or a little bit higher. Breathing here. Keeping your right palm pointing down. Breathing through the right side. Keep opening through the right side of the body. And on the exhale, lower down. Beautiful. From here, coming back onto all fours, tabletop position, we're gonna lift the knees and lift the hips. Find the downward facing dog. And maybe cycling your heels one at a time. Releasing any tension here. If you feel like your back is rounding and you're struggling to get your heels onto the ground, you can bend your knees and lift your chest up. Press your hands down into the ground and maybe just gaze towards your knees. Bending the knees is a great option for everyone. So bending the knees, keep lengthening your spine. You want to feel a long spine. Breathing here. And on your exhale, lower your knees down. Bring your hips onto your heels. Beautiful. And from here, option to tuck your toes under if that's very uncomfortable for you. From here, bring your right hand behind your right foot as you reach your left arm over your head. Keep your palm pointing down and push your hips forward, coming into a bit of a side back bend here. So if you feel like your right hand is too far, just bring it underneath your right shoulder and slowly lower down. Lower your left hand by your left side and reach your right arm up. We're gonna push the hips forward towards the knees as you keep reaching the right arm high. Inhale fully and exhale, lower down. One more time, right hand comes behind us. We're gonna reach the left arm forward, push the hips forward, inhale. And on the exhale, lower the hips down. Bring the left hand back and reach your right arm forward. Push your hips forward. And exhale, lower down. Beautiful. From here, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift your knees up. Lift the hips up. Come into a downward facing dog. Option to bend your knees. See how my knees are super bending? If I'm having any trouble with this pose, press the knuckles down. And on the inhale, can you reach your right leg high? And on the exhale, you're gonna step your right foot next to your right thumb. So if it landed back, just walk it forward and lower your left knee down. If you're having any discomfort with your knee, you can bring a cushion or a pillow under your left knee. You can also lift the left knee up and reach your arms up. So our two options are, option one, the knee is down, maybe a cushion underneath the knee. Option two, the left knee is lifted, coming up to a high lunge here. Whatever you're doing, making sure that the left knee is bending and feel like you're wearing a belt buckle. And can you tilt your pelvis so that you can kind of see that belt on your torso? Reach the arms all the way up. And from here, can you bend your elbows as you push your chest forward? And on the exhale, we're gonna round the back, bring the hands together. So you can also be with the knee down, giving yourself a big hug as you lean forward. Inhale, cactus the elbows, taking a deep breath. And on the exhale, give yourself a big hug. One more time, inhale. Cactus the elbows, push your chest forward, feel your elbows pushing towards each other. And on the exhale, give yourself a big hug. And let's lower the left knee down, bring your hands down to the ground, step your right leg back. Beautiful, coming into one more cat-cow. We're gonna inhale, lift the hips high. As we arch the spine, bring the chest forward. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, really push your hands down, bring your chin all the way into your chest. And from here, come back into your neutral spine. Lift your knees as you lift the hips. Come into a downward facing dog. And on the inhale, reach your left leg all the way up. Deep breath here. And on the exhale, we're gonna step the left foot next to the left hand. Options. Option one, we bring the knee down. Maybe bring a pillow under it. Option two, keep the knee lifted. Keep your back heel really high and reach your arms all the way up. Again, finding that strong core. If your knee is lifted, can you bend it slightly more? That's gonna help you activate that core. And as we bend our elbows, we're gonna push our chest forward. And as we exhale, we're gonna wrap our hands around us and give ourselves a big hug, rounding your upper back. I'm gonna do it this time with my knee on the ground to give options for everyone. Inhale, push the chest forward, squeeze your elbows towards each other. And exhale, give yourself a big hug, bringing your chin in. One more time, inhale, push the chest forward, squeeze your elbows back. And exhale, wrap your arms around yourself, give yourself a big hug. And lower the hands down. We're gonna send the left leg back into a downward facing dog. Keeping the knees slightly bending here. And finally, lower the knees down. Tuck your toes under and bring your hands onto your heels. We're gonna come into a camel pose. So as you push your hips up, we're gonna keep pushing the hips forward as we bring the chest up. Just pressing our hands onto our heels, keep pushing the hips forward. So you want your hips to be on top of the knees And find your neck allowed to be strong. And on the exhale, we're gonna lower all the way down and untuck your toes. Close the eyes, just find a moment of stillness. Just listening to the breath, letting it flow in and out of your body. Feeling all the space you've created. And from here, we're gonna bring our feet around our back, out to the side, and bring our feet in front of you and lie down on your back. Bring your knees to your chest and roll from side to side, giving your back a nice release. And rolling the other direction as well. Beautiful. And from here, keep the right knee squeezing in as you straighten the left leg. And lower the right knee to the left side as you take a gentle twist. Reach your right arm by your side. Maybe find a little crack in your back. Keep your right arm reaching. So this is going to also help open your chest. And come back to the center. Bring both knees into the chest and straighten the right leg. Bring your left knee all the way in towards you as you lower the left knee to the right side. Reach your left arm to the left side. Press your right hand onto your knee. If you feel like your knee is not close to the ground, you can also start to straighten the leg. That's going to give you a bit more space to do that. And closing the eyes, just breathing here. Beautiful. Bringing the knees back into the chest. Roll from side to side. Give your back a massage and let's roll backwards and forwards. And I've enjoyed that a little bit too much. From here, we're gonna finally reach the legs up, reach the fingertips up, and just do a little bit of movement here. Let everything drain down. Just closing the eyes. If you've got a wall behind you as well, you can do that. You can place your legs onto the wall. And finally, bringing your feet together. Bring your knees out to the side and come into a lying down butterfly. So if your feet are not connecting together, you can just keep squeezing them towards each other. And push your elbows onto your knees and relax here. Feel your spine melting into the earth. Closing the eyes. Finally, releasing the feet down. Bring your legs really wide. And close your eyes as you come into a final Shavasana. And you also have the option to stay here for as long as you'd like, just relaxing. Noticing your breathing. And whenever you're ready, reaching your arms over your head as you take a big stretch with your whole body, taking a full breath in. Bring your knees into your chest and roll to one side of your body. Finally, coming up into a seated position, finding a long spine. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for joining me today. It was so nice to have you. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let me know how that was. I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. See you next time.